Yeah, I talked about the issue about pimps, and it's really hard and for you to understand what these pimps do to these girls. They procure young girls between the ages of 13, 11, through to about 16, and these girls, as I said, serve clients as old as their own parents. And this goes so far to affect these girls mentally, socially, psychologically, and everything. Because what they go through, it's so much pain that you probably wouldn't want to know. It's something that would absolutely nauseate you. Because what happens to these girls, especially these child prostitutes, will have no other option. They really have no whatsoever say to reject a client that appears to be dangerous or intoxicated whatsoever. They have no other option. All they just got to do is serve, and this doesn't help them. These pimps just use them because they're vulnerable girls, and they use them so much, destroying their lives. Because these girls would start prostituting at the ages of 13, and when they're about 16 years old, there's nothing left. There's nothing left, and it's something that we really don't. I don't know. I'm so surprised a lot of people don't even want to hear or want to talk about, because probably yes, they enjoy prostitution, yes, and they enjoy the girls really much. But you should put yourself. Using yourself as an example. If you had a sister, you had a daughter who was forced to do this thing called prostitution, because these girls, the problem is a lot of them are willing to stop. Yes, a lot of people join this whole prostitution thing voluntarily, but others were forced to. And my issues with those who were forced, yes, those who wander voluntarily equally need advice. They need constantly know out to get out of this trade. But yes, the vulnerable girls, especially those children who between the ages of 11 to 17, facing worthless of life, doing all this whole thing that's they would have never wanted to do, but are being forced to do it. Others are doing it because they're vulnerable. They don't have means to solving the problems. Providing for their needs. Daily needs and all that. So they have to end up doing this thing. And these guys take so much advantage of them, especially those tricks who just trick them to do more than they pay for. It's so pathetic to know what these young girls go through. I just want to urge everybody who's noticed a young girl or a prostitute somewhere, just don't get scared. I tried this a lot of times before I started this whole thing. Get closer to them and figure out exactly why they're there. Listen to their story. Listen to what they got to tell you, what the reasons are. Sometimes it is worth it, because probably a lot of them don't know what to do. They just given up in life, and they think, well, prostitution is gonna be the best thing they could do at that very time in their life to earn some money, because yes, there are no jobs anywhere, so the fast paying job that they can do is prostitute. You need to tell them, hey, this body that you're using is God's body, and you don't have to defile it. If you have a lot of reasons to explain to them not to do prostitution, I think it'd help them, because a lot of them, as I said, just need very little help. Others need legal help. Others need support from people to start a new life, to go into new trades and business. Because in Africa, it's the same thing. Because a lot of these girls just want people who can hold them up and say, yes, I want to support you. People who can support them financially, emotionally, physically, everything. Because the issue of prostitution goes too far. It affects these girls, especially those people who wanted pornography and all that. Let me tell you this: a lot of them are just being deceived to do this thing, because they probably been told, yes, oh come on, it's just like the prostitution you do. This is just acting, and there's no acting in that. They've just been deceived. A lot of them are living in the world of deceit and all that. So you need to get closer to them, and explain to them the dangers of prostitution. The pathetic story about this thing is these very young girls do not protect themselves serving these clients. Can you imagine that? They as young as 13 years old, as young as 11, serving clients as old as 45, 50 and all that, and they do not protect themselves. Why? Because yes, they don't know. They probably have been deceived by these tricks and jokes like, hey, you're too young, so you wouldn't get pregnant. And you ask them, do you know anything about sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV is? They tell you no. So they just don't protect themselves. And you can imagine the kind of generation we have. And if these things are happening, if the adults are not sensible enough to know that you're destroying a little girl's life, you can do that by going out there and spreading the issues of prostitution. Because really things are really going really bad everywhere you go. And you can help them. You can help them. It's something that we all can do. Support them by talking to them,